Anticipate our watch of Haunting of Bly Manor. Oh, did I spoil?
Spoilers.
I don't know.
Wow,
Anyway,
yeah,
I'm just
spoilers.
gonna go
Well, I guess
Wow.
why don't we
Wow.
just announce what we're doing first?
No, it's fine. It's fine. Hello, everybody. How we doing? Welcome back to the VGRCast, the weekly podcast about anything and everything in between. This week, I am joined by my lovely friends Steve, Mike, Monica, Ryan, and my lovely fiance Chris. I'm Kevin.
Wow,
I'm
you
Kevin.
remembered this time.
I'm Kevin, and welcome to the show.
Look at his
2 weeks in a
booty.
row.
Hey, zombie.
When do I get a promotion?
Zombie.
Don't look at my belly though. Just look at the booty. Don't look at the belly.
Booty.
When do I get a promotion?
I have
Oh,
fucking
The
ring.
booty.
Ring?
What, my ring?
Ring shit.
Oh.
I asked
I have
when do I get
no
a
idea what's
promotion.
happening
Chris
right
got
now.
promoted.
When you gonna propose to me, Ryan?
Oh no, dude, no, not that one.
So yes,
Pretty-
a couple
Pretty sure
changes.
You proposed to Chris, but all right.
I know, but you gotta propose to me though.
No, that's not how I
Couple
know this
couple
works.
changes to the stream setup that stream can see.
Look it, I got
Chris
pretty
now has
background.
RGB behind them,
I got
Nice.
pretty background.
beautiful rainbow light, and I also have started putting up the sound paneling.
It's
Oh,
ugly.
hey,
Get rid
so
of
you-
it.
wait, let me
it
look.
just looks from far away. The purple doesn't really come out, sweetie.
Brass Bonanza?
Who's brass?
Oh,
Bonanza?
yeah.
Is that?
That's-
That's not
a
a
reference
person.
to
That's
me.
just what.
oh,
That's a reference to me.
Yeah, that's the song Ryan's supposed to compose for his sports corner
Sports
intro
corner.
that he's never
it's
done
I'm
yet.
pretty sure it's copyright, but
Well,
Well,
make me something.
well,
Make
no,
something.
you can literally, it's called sampling for a reason. You sample a little bit of it and then add your own flair.
I mean, as long as it's less than 30 seconds, I think you're good.
Or you add your own flair, like make it an octave higher-ish or an octave lower.
I think I'm gonna need to
some
get
different
brighter
notes.
purple because that's supposed to be purple right there on the back
Yeah,
wall.
It just looks
kind
black.
of blue.
Well,
no,
you
there
see,
is
there
blue.
is blue in there. Hold on.
Here.
Oh.
Hang on, I got my flashlight.
No, I can fix it real quick.
No,
Hold
I
on.
got it.
No, I can
No,
do it better.
I can do it.
Oh my god.
I could do it better.
That doesn't look any better, does it? No,
I
okay.
have no
There you go.
idea
That's the
that-
actual colors.
Kind of.
You can kind of see the purple. It's like a purple gray. It's very. I was hoping under the hue lights it'd be like a brighter purple, but it's not.
Sure.
Oh well.
Oh well, we'll put.
Have you got a command to Cortana? Cortana, activate stream mode. Not Cortana. Whatever Google assistant you got in your house.
We don't have.
We don't
it
have
yet.
any right now. It's just hue lights. I'm gonna put Home Assistant in there, and I think with Home Assistant I can customize the voice, and it'll 100% be Jarvis
Oh,
if I can make it Jarvis.
No.
so you can have Jarvis
activate
start.
streaming mode.
No, I want
Jarvis,
it. I want it to be
Jarvis,
Friday.
activate shower.
Make it Friday.
I haven't watched it yet, Zombie.
Mm.
Sorry, I'll watch it. I will pull it up in a YouTube tab
I mean,
just
you tried.
now.
I want an
There
Irish
was
woman
an
talking
attempt,
to me.
Ryan, and I
maybe
appreciate that
Friday.
attempt.
I like Friday.
No, I
I
mean,
don't
I-
even know who put this topic in, so
It was me.
okay.
What?
The
Zombie,
first
we're actually gonna-
topic,
I'm not.
Kevin.
I'm not
Oh.
doing the transition. I already did it.
Yeah. So some celebrities came out, and man, it was just mostly one celebrity. Who was it? Was it
No, there have been several at this point. I
They
know
Oh, okay.
don't like-
Ashton Kutcher and Demi Moore have come out.
Ashton
Terry
Kutcher does
Crews
not
recently
surprise me.
did it as
Yeah.
well.
Hold on, it's that. Why don't we? What are they coming out doing?
They don't fucking shower.
like
They
ever?
don't bathe.
That's
Like
weird.
I think once a month. Some of them were saying.
Yeah. Apparently,
Because
I've
their
heard
agents
Matthew
make them or
McConaughey has consistently not showered. For
yeah,
his
that
entire
surprises
career.
me 0%. Honestly.
To which I
Um,
responded, "Well, that's why they put him
Bang.
by him fucking self in Interstellar, so he didn't have to fucking be around anybody."
Nat, thank you so much for the 20 months. Appreciate you. Thank you.
But yeah, so
Dabs.
take a shower, you nasty fools.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matthew McConaughey surprised me 0%. He just got that. He's got that vibe. I don't know why.
I mean, the only one that surprises me, honestly, is Terry Crews, but that's only because there have been so many Old Spice ads he's done that it seems to imply that he does shower.
No, he
Well,
just uses Old Spice.
his direct quote
That's
was,
the only time he
He
showered.
just uses Old Spice.
For the Old
his
Spice
direct
commercials.
quote was, "If you ain't sweating, you don't need to shower," which incorrect. but
Quite
You
the
don't need a
opposite,
shower.
correct?
You don't need to shower as often. I would agree with that.
Yeah, I guess, but like you should still.
You should
shower.
you should just still shower,
At least like.
I mean,
three-
okay.
especially if you're going to be
Yes,
close to
stay.
people.
Okay. So Terry Crews is like he does roids. Obviously, no one gets that big without roids. Same with Dwayne Johnson.
Allegedly.
Are you gonna
Fuck
fight
it.
me
No,
on Dwayne?
no. Fuck that shit. They use roids. I will stand by this.
Let me Google
No,
this.
I believe
You
The
can't
Rock is
get that
that
big
ripped.
without steroids.
Does
There's no
Dwayne
way.
John.
That's the way
Very
he
can.
phrases it, zombie. I
Use-
guess.
Steroids. You know, Dwayne Johnson's Polynesian. He's got a big ass fucking body.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You would.
Admits to steroid use. Oh, sad for me.
what?
In 2009,
Still, like, it's not
in
like
college.
Okay. Again, I am not hating for any reason. If you want to do steroids, be my fucking guest.
He only,
but like,
Dwayne only did it in college.
doubt.
Wait, where's one of these things where it shows you how many calories they eat? Hold on.
Anyway, what I was saying was people like Terry Crews and Dwayne Johnson, even if they are doing steroids, you still have to work out a lot. So I would wager because they work out probably daily, that there's at least one shower per day. I thought I saw something where Dwayne Johnson was saying he showers like 3 times a day or something like that.
Probably.
Yeah,
Do you know how many?
that's-
Do you want how
that's
many?
a little excessive, but
Do you want to know how many calories Dwayne Johnson eats in a day?
Probably
I don't wanna know.
2000.
4,131.
Oh.
On
I mean,
average.
he's
at
a
one point,
big-ass
David
dude,
Phelps
man.
ate like 10,000.
Who?
Or Michael
in
Phelps.
all-
I was like, who
in
the
all
fuck is David
fairness-
Phelps?
You know, Dave Phelps.
Who the fuck is
Hi, I'm
Dave
Dave.
Phelps?
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Yeah, the swimmer.
I mean,
I know.
again, you have to do that to like. I'm not saying just because you use steroids, you still have to put a lot of work,
Oh no,
even
I was
if you
doing
use
so
steroids.
good. Fuck. I was
But
doing so
like,
good
you know,
with my
they work
nails,
out
and
like constantly,
broke
at least every day,
Work
at least
out.
once a day. Exactly.
Work out.
I know.
I work out.
Cow Chop made one of their guys do
Walk in
the
club.
Rock diet challenge, where they made him
God.
eat all the food that
Everybody's
the Rock eats in a day.
That sounds terrifying.
Did he throw
He
up?
did it.
Did he
I
die?
don't know. I didn't watch the video. No, because he still was editing their videos, and I think the Rock tweeted at the guy, "Wow, I can't believe someone actually did it." You dude.
He's like, wow, I said it as a joke. I didn't think anyone would follow it.
Cow Chop is fucking insane.
So
Isn't
moving-
Cow Chop dead now?
Oh, that long dead.
Anyways, so yeah, speaking of being long dead,
You are. That was-
government-funded space program.
Oh, you mean the Space Force?
No, I mean, so I put this
Space
next
Force.
topic on the list just because,
NASA.
well, no, just because
Ooh, a
like
topic I could weigh in on.
so
You always weigh in on every topic.
in the last
Wow.
month,
Fair,
in the
but
last
wow.
in the last month or so, there's just been a lot, maybe like 2 months. There's been a lot of like, you know, those first commercial flights and stuff going into space and whatnot. And people are kind of like surprised people are spending billions of dollars to do this. And I'm not surprised. I mean, space travel was always going to go this way. I mean, what do you think air travel was at first? Like, air travel was at first, when it was first invented, completely government funded. Like, there were no commercial flights. It was all like,
Private jets.
it was all
and-
military and stuff like that. Like it advanced into commercialism.
Well, and then only the
So
rich
that's what-
people were able to fly, so private jets and shit like that.
And so that's what space flight's going through right now. Space flight's entering its first commercial phases, and I don't get why people were surprised about that.
I want to go to space.
Like I saw a lot of people surprised.
It.
Not yet.
No, you will
Maybe in
never
10
be able to
years.
afford it.
I would rather die through my own stupid means than someone else's stupid means.
Well, keep in mind, Steve, people probably also said that about air travel as well. Back
Yep.
when air travel first started becoming a
It-
commercial thing, like
it
like
won't be-
normal people were probably like, "Oh, I'll never fly on a plane."
All right, here's the thing though. Putting an airplane in
Or on
the
a
sky is like there's
I'm on a
magnitudes
boat.
of difference
Yeah.
between getting a capsule into space and getting an airplane into the sky. The fuel cost alone for a rocket is, pun intended, astronomical.
Well-
It's
Ha!
I get it.
Also,
Fuck
keep in
y'all.
mind that
Also,
when
you can,
No, I opted out of that years ago. Thank you.
But
also you can still take off in a plane when there's a light drizzle.
true.
you can't do that when you're in a rocket ship.
I guess my
No.
entire point was like even back then, like I'm sure to the relative amount of money everyone had, like it was kind of the same thing. Like taking off an airplane was astronomical back then.
Right.
You know,
You also have to like take, but with rockets, you also take into account launching pads. There's only a few launch pads in the United States because all of them are.
there were only a few airports at the beginning too, though. You see, the thing is, it will evolve.
Kevin, what I'm saying is that they need to be near a body of water, so if something goes wrong, the rocket goes into the water and not into a fucking city like in China.
Yeah, for now. They'll figure it out. They'll make it more efficient.
There's many more things preventing like true commercial space travel from happening than there is from like airplane travel.
It'll be like probably like 50 years
from now. Maybe,
50 years we'll be able to go up in this. Maybe on our deathbeds we'll be in space. That'd be pretty cool.
I want to die in space. Can I be old and die in space?
I did not sign
That'd
up
be
for
great.
this podcast to have an existential crisis about dying in space.
Bold of you
I
to
mean-
assume I'll live that long.
Out of
at his face.
all the ways to go, that'd be pretty fucking dope.
Mer. Mer.
I did not sign up for that. Thank you.
Dude, I'm gonna go to space so
fuck is he doing?
bad.
He's
Oh,
doing
I
setups.
redeemed 1,000 points so that he.
Wait,
reduced it.
zombie.
I didn't make that more
Pornhub-
expensive.
Pornhub's space porno? That
That was like 8 years ago. That was a long
I was
time
about
ago.
to say, that seems like a Rule 34 there.
That was a while
sounds like
ago.
Honey Podge.
well,
Shouldn't say that.
Pornhub space
I'm
sex.
pretty sure you can
Zero
say
G
the name of the
Scooch.
game.
Yeah, but I mean, they literally had an alien girl, and then one of the pictures was her
yeah,
being
that's
fucked by tentacles.
Right.
Dicks
Well, yes,
in
but-
space.
Right.
We don't have treats up here, Nat.
Can you
Sorry.
go grab them real quick, babe?
this is the
You
third
have
week
bread.
in a row y'all have not had treats
Fine.
up at your new
Fine.
place.
I'm getting stuff ready for the next segment.
What's the You can't go on to the next segment without
I'm
me,
not
bitch.
going to.
Go.
Please go get the treats. We'll
I
do
will.
something else.
No, I will. Hang on.
Steve,
Yes.
you saw the Suicide Squads?
I saw both Suicide Squad movies on Sunday.
Oh, you watched both of them.
Yes.
Wow.
The new one first. The old one last.
I-
So
Huh.
I really liked the new one. It was great. I had fun.
I had
John
thoughts.
Cena, fucking stellar. Idris Elba, fucking amazing. Ryan Johnson, sorry.
Ryan
Motherfucking
Reynolds.
James Gunn was definitely the right choice to direct the sequel. Has everyone seen who's seen Suicide Squad? Gonna
I don't
Alright.
care about spoilers. I'll see
Ryan?
it eventually, but
Like
the new one.
I'm
Not the
asking
new
if you
one.
give a shit about spoilers.
I don't give a shit.
Great, we're gonna talk about spoilers here. So I know Monica.
I'm not
you've
doing
seen it.
15.
Kevin, Chris, you've seen Suicide Squad.
Yes.
Yes.
The
Cool.
Suicide Squad. Yes.
These are both of them. Well, you've seen both of them technically.
Alright, she's not moving now. I'll walk over there for her.
I really liked the more comedic tone on the second one, just with also the hard R rating for good reason. It's just like like where the shark guy voiced by Sylvester Stallone because
Yes.
James Gunn just loves to use famous voice actors and throwaway famous like real life actors and throwaway roles. Where it rips a man in half, and I'm just like, that was brutal.
Eats a man in half. Thank you very
I
much.
He
Groot.
eats it. That that's fair. What'd you say? What'd you say,
Does
Mike?
he say I am Groot when he
No,
does
he
it?
isn't. But he just says very simple things, and I'm just like, wait, you wasted Sylvester
I
Stallone
don't
on a.
think that's wasting.
That's not
Honestly.
No, you're right.
Sylvester Stallone wants to do anything other than very simple roles.
That is fair. Nanawa is my boy. Also, he's
You have to give
in.
her an extra treat.
Why?
Also, Nanawa is
Zombie.
in the Harley Quinn cartoon show. Fucking stellar in that one too. But he's more of a nerd in that one, which is interesting. Anyway. So I also watched the other movie, which is
You can go
It's
ahead
bad.
and say it's not good.
it's not good. It has some moments, like the
That's
opening.
why I said last week that the new one is objectively better than the 2016 one because it actually has a plot through
Yes.
line.
It has a through line. the first Suicide Squad movie has some moments. The first half hour where they're introducing everyone was pretty good. There were some casting choices that were very good. Amanda Waller in both of those movies is fucking terrifying.
That's also the first time. That's also the first time that Harley Quinn was cast.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jared Leto, still the worst Joker by like a fucking mile.
I
Dear
disagree.
God. Oh God.
I disagree.
Okay. That's what I
Um,
gotta hear.
Jared Leto's Joker, while was stupid for them to introduce it in that movie,
Yes.
Well,
he
good
was more back
gangster.
to the gangster roots of what the
Yeah.
Joker started as.
Okay,
Fair,
that doesn't mean it
doesn't-
was a good portrayal of
No,
those
it was a
gangster
terrible
roots, though.
portrayal of the Joker. I just
Fair.
in general.
I
The
just don't
Joker-
blame Jared Leto on that. That's 100% the director.
Sweetheart, no more. You're gonna have to
No, I blame Jared Leto on that one because he's a.
Actors don't control their costumes or their
Yeah.
scripts or
Yeah.
their anything.
Well,
They
I
can
mean,
control their acting.
They do control their acting, and
And
I
he's
This
heard
is all back to
Jared
the
Leto-
this is
wait,
all
hold
back
on.
to the prequel argument. If a director does not like how the acting is done, they will redo it.
Okay, all I'm saying is
Name
Or they're a
another
terrible
good Jared
director.
Leto
yeah.
role.
What?
Name another good Jared Leto role.
I'm not,
When he sings.
because I don't know.
exactly what Nat,
Exactly.
exactly
Oh,
what
an actor.
Well, that's what Nat's saying. Jared Leto was a method actor. Apparently, he was a huge dickbag to everyone on set just because it was what his character
Yes,
would do,
yes.
basically.
This is
Method.
not a
The
secret.
actors are weird.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a dickhead. I have
Dallas
zero-
Buyers Club apparently is
But
another.
if we're gonna get into
He won an
the-
Oscar.
If we're gonna get into the argument director versus actor, I have a perfect.
Anyway, yeah,
example.
we anyway. Zombie said, "What do you mean the first one has sexy and chance of the weird hip movements?" Okay, I saw Cara Evangeline in Valerian. And, oh boy, that was okay. Cara Evangeline.
I love Valerian though.
Really?
That's a fun, stupid movie.
Yeah, it's a fun, stupid movie. I'll give you that
Zombie
one.
goes.
But
Jared
dear
Leto
God, the
was
two-
only good in American Psycho because he got murdered.
Fair enough.
I'm also
But
just
Cara
floating-
Evangeline was only. I thought she was a bad actress, but it just
Yeah,
turns
Zombie, you
out
did.
she's not a bad actress. She just has zero chemistry with the guy with the title character of Valerian.
Or it's still the director.
That's what.
We are not gonna fight over this because I have
It
the
could
perfect.
still be
I have the
directing.
perfect example, and we're gonna have a 30-minute rant from me if we do this.
No, it's fine.
And-
No.
and-
Oh,
I
I
would-
know what you're. I
Bonnie
think I know what
Wright,
you're doing.
Ginny Weasley. That's
Yes.
it. Let's go.
That's where I thought you were going.
Again,
with that.
writing and
I disagree.
directing, it's not her fault.
I know.
Anyways,
Requiem for
They
a
My-
did my
American
girl
Psycho.
dirty.
My official stance on the Suicide Squads is the first one is not as bad as everyone says it is.
I
and the
am
sec-
inclined-
The second
Oh,
one
go
is
ahead.
not as good as everyone says it is.
Ryan, that was not a good joke.
Mm,
The
I don't know.
second one, the newest one, we had this argument last week, I think, that would it be as
Yeah,
good
this-
if the first one
But he
doesn't
got
exist?
murdered.
This was the whole point
Yeah,
I brought
but-
up during my movie of the week.
I
was-
think, yeah,
Are you
The
gonna keep
Suicide Squad
interrupting
is a
people?
B movie at best. It is not an A.
Which
That's
movie?
Fine. It's a stupid, fun action movie that got laughs out of me.
The
A lot
Su-
of laughs
the
out of
Suicide
me.
Squad
I have
or
with it.
Suicide
That's all I
Squad?
need from a movie.
Okay.
But you see, people are like raving about the Suicide Squad like it's one of like the best superhero movies ever. And like watching it, I was kind of just like, man, it was okay.
You
That's
want to know
not really
why?
the vibe I've gotten from people. The vibe I've gotten is just generally, yeah, that was a good movie.
Yeah, and it's big,
That's
and they're like probably for Kevin being like, oh yeah, it's a you fucking you. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Because the people that are raving about it because they probably liked Suicide Squad like me. I
No,
mean,
I didn't like it.
or didn't like it. I don't mind either one. I like the second one better because Harley's more of a badass in it. She's
Yeah.
my girl.
She has one
So-
badass scene in the second one, though.
She kills
She has
her
two badass
fucking
scenes.
lover.
What's the first one?
Oh no, the second.
I mean,
Grenade launcher.
where she literally murders her way out of the palace and then shoots
Yeah.
shoots
no,
a
I
dictator
was
in the
talking
fucking
about
chest.
the fact
That's the one badass scene.
It's
Whatever,
two separate
you-
scenes
you're-
actually.
No,
but-
actually, what
I
I
get
was
you.
referring to was the fact that she romanced the
S tier
prince
movie.
guy and then post-coital fucking shot him.
Right.
Oh.
See, I
yeah.
don't think that was her plan though.
No,
I don't think it was because then she realized that he was a dick and she was like, I
So also, I think
They're-
that
The
I think
reason
that
that I
is-
found
sorry.
that scene so empowering is just the fact that it displayed such a fantastic way of a woman taking ownership in a situation where it's not super in your face.
There,
hmm
Which
think
scene of the when she
When she just
when
shot
she
her.
fucked him and then killed him?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, that is kind of in your face, though, Monica.
I don't think it's that in your face. I've seen
It
worse
was-
in your face.
Okay,
I
maybe
mean,
there's worse,
I
but it was
mean-
still pretty in your face.
Penis
Hey,
thing going
hey,
in
you
your
know
face.
what's really in your face? The fact that they constantly make jokes about Emily Blunt wearing fucking pants in 1916 in the fucking Jungle Cruise. Oh, that pissed me off.
That's just topical.
That's topical. They didn't wear pants.
People back then, ladies back then, didn't wear pants.
Yeah.
I
That,
know,
that's
but it was
it's a
beaten
period
to the
piece.
point of but it was beaten way past
Well,
that point.
That's Disney feminism, where it's
Yeah.
just
I
that type.
know.
you're a woman, you can't do that.
It was
Get
taking so
out
much
of
time
the
to move on,
ground. Stay on the ground.
something I did notice in the first Suicide Squad movie was like, look, as much as I like looking at Margot Robbie's ass, the ass shots of Harley Quinn are a little gratuitous, guys. Let's tone it down like 5 notches.
No.
Also, ripped to that monster between his legs.
I love that bit
Yeah.
which is also, I think, a reference to Birds of Prey, where it's basically the entire movie is like, yo, I broke up with Joker, I'm gonna do my own thing. Wait, that is not a criticism. It's a great movie.
Yeah, I love
but
Birds
where
of
she's
Prey.
just like, her whole bit is that she's looking for red flags in her new boyfriend. So she's just like, yeah, that's a big red flag right there.
You want to kill kids? No.
Nah, we're not doing that shit.
Well, so I like Suicide Squad because they brought back King Boomerang, or whatever the fuck his name was.
Captain Boomerang.
Captain Boomerang.
That's
And,
Captain
and
Boomerang.
she
you.
just called him Boomer, and I was just like,
Okay, Boomer. Did I
I
make that
killed
joke?
him off. I liked him in the first
I know.
movie.
Well, he also died in the first movie, but I was like, to
No, he
Kevin,
didn't.
I thought he
No,
did.
it
No,
was
he
some
didn't.
other
Nope.
dude who.
Oh, it was
Like Zipline or
Yeah,
something.
Zipline.
That was
Slip-
Zipline. I was
slip
like,
line,
I saw Zipline introduced, like, he wasn't in any of the promotional material. He's gonna get his head blown off.
no.
5
he
seconds
got,
later,
he got,
gets his head blown
or
off.
got like hugging. I think actually.
No, he got his head blown
No,
off.
he got
'Cause
his head
he
blown
tried
off.
escaping.
It was the whole
Oh,
thing where
but-
Flag was like, beep boop.
But my Michael Rooker, my baby boy. Oh, he was so good. He was when it was happening. He was just like, "Is this shit?" I love Michael Rooker. He
And-
is amazing.
Spear now? I don't understand. I kind of want to look up who the fuck Javelin is now.
I really do hope, Mike, that you end up watching the Suicide Squad, because one of the things that I've just been so damn curious about is people who did not see the 2016 version of Suicide Squad watching this version and seeing what they think.
Yeah, and you
Ooh.
haven't
Yeah.
seen the original,
Yes.
or not the original, but the 2016.
That will
right?
answer my question. Or that'll help answer my question, is if it was as good, if the first one didn't exist, would people have been rating it so
Slipknot,
highly?
okay.
That will
Yeah,
be-
because-
also,
By the
just-
way, Slipknot
sorry.
was the guy who died in the
yeah,
2016.
thank you. Also, totally going back a little bit, did not know that Jared Leto was from 30 Seconds to Mars.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
he's-
he's an
Yeah,
amazing
did not know that at
singer.
all.
Also, I love that Pete Davidson was in there in that
I'm-
movie for like 30 seconds.
I'm so glad Pete died. I hate him. He's such an
Oh, yeah.
asshole.
He's got such a punchable face.
He's such an asshole. Kevin was. I was like, is that
Oh,
Pete? What's his
yes.
face? Who used to date Adriana Grande? And Kevin's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I really was like, who?
Adriana Grande? What?
Ariana Grande. Sorry.
No, but there was just so many like ridiculous
Adriana at work.
cameos in there. The detachable kid, that was Nathan Fillion.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
great.
I didn't pick that up until afterwards. Like, oh shit!
I can't
that's
believe they
Nathan
had
Fillion.
the detachable kid.
I
Now
love-
we need his dog welder.
I loved the polka dot man. He
fall off
was
man?
pretty great.
Oh my god.
Polka dot guy was amazing, and I did not expect to.
Oh,
like,
I don't know
Here.
there
if
were
any
some
of
great
you.
character moments for with polka
No
dot
spoilers,
guy.
by the
Like,
way, if we want
oh.
Mike to see it.
I don't know. I
There is
don't.
no
I don't give a shit.
spoilers. I just need to re-find it. Hold
I don't
on.
know if any of you.
Is it the cat?
The cat.
Polka Dot Man's
Mhm.
cat? Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
Polka Dot
think
Man's
this is
cat?
a movie. I don't think this is a movie that's going to be detrimented by me knowing spoilers.
No.
That's true.
No,
It's
it's a
You know-
genuine. This
anyway.
I'm gonna say it like even if the other one didn't
Whatever,
exist,
transition,
this
let me
is it's
transition.
just a fun. It's a fun action comedy movie with
Yep.
a lot of gore in it. It's a very James Gunn movie. Let's just
Yep.
go with that.
Speaking of not fun,
Oh, I love James Gunn.
Me too.
Speaking of not fun,
Sad.
What are we moving on to?
Sweet Tooth.
Sad.
Oh yes, hold
You
on.
see,
Gotta pull up my notes.
and I was gonna go with, now that we don't have to avoid spoilers, Sweet Tooth episode 7 and 8 talks now.
mine's
I was
better.
gonna
Yeah.
send in chat really quick one last Suicide Squad thing, that apparently the actor that played Polka Dot Man adopted a stray cat in Panama during the filming of the Suicide
Aw.
Squad, and the costume designer made the cat a little Polka Dot Man costume.
That's
Yeah.
adorable.
The actor who played Polka Dot Man, I don't know if any of you watched the new MacGyver series, but he's like the big baddie in that.
He's also the guy. He's also in Ant-Man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's always just a weird, creepy dude. I love it.
Yeah, that checks. He went. Nat showed me Prisoners very early on in our
I never saw
relationship, and he
Prisoners.
was, or not? Was it Prisoners?
I don't know. We need to
I can't
continue
remember.
on. though.
Anyway,
He always,
Sweet Tooth episode
Uh,
7.
Was
always
the
said-
best
Matt
episode of
confirmed,
the
yes, it was
entire
Prisoners.
series.
Sweet Tooth episode 7.
Was the best
Yes.
episode
episode.
7.
I
Yes,
remember
it was-
nothing about this episode.
It was
It's
the
when
best
Birdie met
episode.
Papa.
Yeah,
oh, that was a good
Oh,
episode.
yeah,
Or I
that
guess
was-
when Pubba met Birdie. I don't
it was
know.
when Pubba met Birdie. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. I got a
Yeah,
question
it
for
was
you
when
guys.
Pubba met Birdie. But
Got a question for you guys. Do you read Richard as mildly autistic?
No.
What?
Just
No, just socially awkward.
yeah,
Really? Okay.
He's a nerd.
Guess it was just me.
He's bog standard nerd.
Or
Yes.
something very
I do-
comforting about the fact that Pubba is just a huge work.
Yeah.
yeah.
I-
Well, no,
my
I'm
one
not-
note on this, was I sent it in Twitter the other day, but I was like, of course they're fucking great.
Of course,
course.
Mike, they're called deadheads. Please.
Shut up. Shut the fuck up.
You're not
Get
making
your
it
fucking-
any better.
Get your
Grateful
fucking
Dead
terminology
fans
right,
don't
Mike.
have rights.
Deadheads.
What is happening right now?
They were comparing their favorite Grateful Dead songs in the pub.
Shoot, where did
Oh, yeah.
I need to
And then they
remember where
played
it
both
ended.
of those songs during that episode.
Yeah.
What?
So
How
yeah.
is- like me, I think I should be
Oh.
insulted.
Okay, so the episode starts with, I didn't take any notes by the way for this entire 2 episodes.
Oh, I've got it. I've got
No, it's fine.
I
The
can
episode
leave it.
starts with us learning that Pubba worked at a laboratory as a janitor. He was a janitor.
Was anyone else underwhelmed by the janitor part?
Yeah.
No,
No.
I was.
That super tracks, honestly.
It doesn't really track.
it
I was
doesn't-
surprised at first, but I was kind of
Yeah.
like, okay, that makes sense because I was kind of expecting Pubba to be a
Well,
scientist.
not just a janitor. He
Yeah,
did
that's
maintenance
what I was
too.
expecting.
He did maintenance too.
And-
He
Yeah,
wasn't just
he
a
knows
janitor.
Yeah.
how to fix things real good.
Yeah.
Which I think
Which
I
is-
think the show was kind of setting him up to be like a scientist, which is why that surprise was so like.
They tried
Oh.
to do an M. Night
Okay, I can see
Shyamalan
that.
plot twist.
I think it was a slight plot twist, but if you kind of look back on like his stuff, like he's
Papa
good
does
at
look
like it's like with the piping and stuff. That all of that, like him being like
Handyman.
fixing pipes and stuff like that. All of that kind of tracks and
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
know
that's
the
the
way he
basis
raised-
of a good plot twist, is they set up the seeds
Yeah.
early on
I
to...
mean, do they say maintenance in
No.
that episode?
No,
you
but
saw him fixing a pipe though.
yeah, you
I think at
see
some point.
him mopping. You see him fixing a
Yeah,
pipe.
you see him
him.
mopping.
Yes, and then I think it's like the third shot of him going to work. Doing the same fucking routine, and he's like fixing a pipe. So
Oh, I must have missed that part.
that's okay.
So,
it wasn't that important.
Before all of that, at the very beginning of the episode, it's revealed that the virus, or what will become the virus, was found in an ice core,
Yeah,
and they
No,
show.
I literally.
And-
I literally said when they were in it, I'm like, oh, it's gonna be something danger in the ice.
And so my note as the huge science nerd is like, no, that's
What did you
they're in a tent open to the air and like looking at like moving bacteria under a microscope, and I'm
Yeah.
just like, that's not temperatures. Nope, that's not
Yeah,
how
I'm-
any of this. No,
Shut
stop
up,
that. That's not how this
scientist.
works.
I have a lot of just across both of these episodes. I have a lot of that's not how this works moments.
This is the science. This is the trying to explain away the science, which we all know in fiction. When you try to explain the science behind your
It
fiction,
doesn't
that's when
fucking
you
work.
ruin
Yeah.
your fiction. The best fiction
It's magic.
is it's not necessarily magic, but it's not explained.
Yeah.
Like they make it very clear in like Thor, for example, that Thor is science. It's all science, but they don't go into vast details about it. Because the further you go into details about your science,
The more likely
you are to be wrong. Yeah, exactly.
Correct.
Which is why, like,
Those types of details don't make
they
me
don't-
very
Oh,
mad.
yeah,
See,
well, like,
that's what I like.
Yeah.
I like with the microscope thing. Like, someone who's in the sciences like me is probably going to be one of the only people who's going to be like, "Man, that's not how that works." Your average Joe or like non sciencey person ain't going to care about that shit. That's just me being a
side
huge nerd.
tangent, just real quick. I've been starting to watch Grey's Anatomy, and since I'm getting into surgery and anesthesia at my work, I'm like, wait, that machine's beeping, but nothing's moving. That's not how any of this works.
I don't think the audience for Grey's Anatomy is...
I know. Except, two of my other coworkers at my clinic also watch it. So
That's like any like computer guy and like any other
Yeah.
TV show. All they do is just
Yeah, that's
Eh,
like...
that's
Yeah.
not no.
that's not how
Like
you
when I
type.
was, like,
Because I'm the theater kid, and that normally tracks pretty well when it's portrayed. And
Monica types like this.
When I took my computer repair course and I learned what give me root access means, it's way more underwhelming than you think it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
It
Um,
just means, you know that button where it says run as administrator?
That's
It's
root access.
It's that.
Well, actually,
That's what that means.
yes, theoretically, root access is a Linux thing, but whatever.
Yes.
But
Kevin's gonna
actually,
take a text on
real quick side tangent. If you're into that kind of stuff, there's an
Oh.
entire subreddit for it. It's called "It's a Unix System," and it's just people pointing out like grave mistakes in media and stuff. It's a fantastic subreddit.
How do you spell
Definitely
it?
recommend.
It sounds
Ah.
fucking boring.
It's
Oh, no, I'm gonna look it up.
UNIX.
Yes,
Yeah, no,
and
no.
like I say, if you're into computers and finding that kind of
Sorry, I'm
stuff,
pulling it up
it's great.
now.
all your base are now belong to us. Thanks for root access.
It's okay, zombie. You're fine.
But back to what we were talking about. As my stance on that is, if the show is presenting a lot of ideas, I'm more forgiving of like narrative faults. But Sweet Tooth has like 2 or 3 ideas.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So the narrative faults are more apparent.
Yeah. Also, yeah. These last 2 episodes. Aww.
Thank you so much for the gift of sub,
These last
Patrick.
2 episodes, the narrator was completely fucking. I didn't need it.
I was
No,
so
I
tired
was
of
over the narrator. I'm like,
I
I'm
was
done
so
with the
tired of him.
narrator aesthetic. It's just
Yo-
like, shut the fuck up
yo.
and tell the story.
Well, that's what he was doing.
It
but,
helps ties everything together.
I-
As I said at the start, it makes it feel like a modern fairy tale, like
I'm
someone
not,
reading a story to me.
I'm not opposed to the narrator. I'm just, the execution of the narrator feels like something that fell out of a fortune cookie sometimes.
It all like I could not tell you a single thing the narrator fucking said just because it's all generic bullshit. Generic bullshit. Here's the story.
For me, it's mostly just he's reiterating things we've already seen
Yeah.
or know. It's
Yes.
no new details. It's no new information. It's nothing that's adding to the story. It's just kind of like a voice to fill blank space in between transitions.
But it helps
Yes.
for people like me who
not Netflix.
tend to miss some finer details of
That's me too.
various things, where it just helps kind of reinforce what they're trying to say. Because a lot of times when I watch something, I don't think ahead. I don't try to predict what's going to happen. I just stay within the story. Because to me, if I'm trying to figure out what's going to happen, you ain't doing it right. And that's my whole thing.
I'm 100% the same way. I do not look forward at all, which is kind of why this portion of the podcast is so like new to me, because I'm not used to theorizing about stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the theorizing I meant in the moment of watching
sure.
it. Like,
That's-
in discussion afterwards, that's when theorizing can happen. But it's just like, if I'm trying to meta it in the moment.
Zombie goes, the
was
theater
little
kid
mean.
can't keep up with the story. Wow.
So wait, were you talking about, Mike, how you have a hard time visualizing like what's ahead?
listen.
No,
Because
me and Monica
I think
are
you've
just,
offended
we're
Monica
not,
Zombie.
it's
You
not
might
that we
need
have
to
a hard time
apologize.
visualizing what's ahead. I think it's just that we don't actively try to think about what's ahead.
Yeah, we don't
That's-
actively try to
that's
predict
all
what's
I
going to
do.
happen. That's
Fucking Kevin! Oh my god, I hate him
what
so much.
what did I call
hate
episode
him so
episode
fucking much.
episode 1 of Sweet Tooth Media Club? I said Gus was the first hybrid. Boo!
Yeah, that's true. Yes.
That is true.
And he's like, "Oh, one of the parents is a scientist."
Okay, well, let's roll it back.
No,
I'm so
there.
good.
He
I'm so
does this
good.
He predicts things, everything. He fucking.
I'm good at. I found lately that I'm very good at predicting cliche dialogue because
No,
it was just.
It's not
like,
even
I get-
cliches that he's able to fucking get, and
fuck
it
is
pisses
that,
me the
zombie?
rough fucking off.
What is that message?
It's a book.
It's
a-
an emote.
No, it's a
It's a
heart.
heart.
It's a
He
heart.
highlighted the heart for you,
Oh,
Monica.
Yeah.
it's a heart.
Because he goes, "I'm sorry, Monica," because I told him to apologize to you because he was.
I appreciate the apology. Thank you.
What the fuck are we
Okay,
talking about?
rewinding back to
Sorry. Just
to Richard
my-
and Birdie's.
My anger
what?
towards Kevin and predicting things and making them actually accurate.
Okay, continue.
It's a.
Also getting
They hate watching
getting
movies with me.
cockblocked by the phone call.
It's
Oh yeah.
No, we're not even on that episode yet.
There
yeah,
were there
no,
were
no,
a cou-
this episode
there were
eight.
I just got a couple of notes of some fun
Yeah,
dialogue.
sorry, I
that
just-
was in there.
I'm done. I'm done grumbling. You can go.
He was saying I don't remember what preceded, but basically he was saying he's watching you're seeing you around the lab. Oh, no, not in a creepy way, and I was like, way too late, my
And then I love Birdie. She's just like, I mean, there's no way that could not be creepy.
Yeah, they do have a very good dynamic.
And like okay, like as cliche. Oh, go ahead.
Important side note, I don't know if any of you ended up watching No Sudden Move, but Birdie is in No Sudden Move.
Didn't watch it.
Don't know what
Sorry.
that is.
Nope.
Never heard of it.
I literally talked about it on my movie corner like
wow,
3 weeks ago.
Steve.
Oh, that was like 3 weeks
Oh,
ago,
that was
Monica.
the
I'm
Don
so
Cheadle
sorry.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was
Oh,
Don Cheadle, Benicio
okay.
Del Toro.
Haven't
Gonna
we
shoot
watched
the
that?
mom of the family that they hold hostage.
Okay.
Birdie's cute. Sorry.
I thought it was real
And watch
dumb.
No Sudden Move, and then you can marvel at how cute she is
You know
for
I'm
another
pan
couple
as
hours.
fuck. I like dishes. I like bread.
What?
Like
What?
bread.
I said I'm pan as fuck. I like dishes. I like bread.
He was drawing hentai in the book, right?
Thank you, Mike. Love you. All right. Yeah.
I thought honestly,
no,
as cliched as this show is, I thought them doing the favorite song on 3 cliche was just like, oh god, that's really cringe, guys.
I thought it was cute.
It
I
would have
don't
been a
know.
cliche if they had said the same song, but they said
Yeah.
different songs.
They
Just
did.
by the-
I, they
yeah,
did say
no,
the same
no, they
one.
said-
Yeah, they
different-
definitely did not say the same song.
They said different
Yeah.
songs by the same artist.
One
Yeah.
of them said Ripple, and one of them said something else.
Oh, I missed it.
Yeah.
Either
So-
way, it was still cliche.
So when we were watching the whole, the part when they got Gus from the laboratory, I was like, so do you think they married? And then Kevin's like, no, this was literally the first time they met, and she shoved him on him. And then literally 5 minutes later, it happened.
Yeah.
It was all the same day.
Yeah.
I'm just angry.
So
at
yeah,
Kevin.
so
I'm
they
always
so
angry
so
at
they go on
Kevin.
a cute
in
date.
all fairness though, that montage would I could
I mean,
be convinced that that was
yeah.
over multiple days.
Yeah,
No.
like
No.
I mean, no,
I mean, it wasn't, but like I had to like,
Okay,
like
but
I really had
now-
to like suss it out.
But now Richard's infatuation with Birdie is a little kind of creepy. They went on one date, and well, he did say that. He's like, "Man, lady, I just met you. I can't take care of a baby. What are you
Though
doing?"
Gus says he doesn't really talk about her though, so I'm not really sure.
Well,
there-
no, he did.
I think
because
it's
he,
more.
No,
I
because
think it might be more Gus projecting it onto him. Maybe.
maybe, but he showed the picture. He's like, "Who's this?" And she's like, and he was like, "Oh, that's your mom. She was very. I think he said like she was very special."
Although
or
I'm
something."
willing to bet
Which,
that
fair.
she
yeah.
volunteered some of her DNA for that experiment because there is some physical likeness between Gus and Birdie.
No, I guess
Yeah.
we'll find out next season.
A little bit.
Yeah, they have confirmed season 2.
I was just gonna say 100% dropping the baby and running. Nah. One date? No, not at all.
Well, that's why you don't have a.
Oh,
No.
I was gonna say it.
Damn.
Mike, you know I say it out of love. I don't actually mean
Boom.
it.
Another line that
Being my maid of honor, Mike.
Another line that just fucking killed me was, Gertrude, why did your parents hate you?
Yeah, right.
That's good. So yes, see, episode 7
Okay, bye, Danny.
sees us pretty much going through the lab, going through the day that the virus kind of pretty much breaks out. Is the day that pretty much the government raids the lab.
That was one thing that confused me, though, is that the military came in because the virus broke out, or did the virus break out because the military tried to take it for themselves?
I think it's the second one.
I'm gonna go with the second
I think
one.
the military, because they wanted to protect,
I think it
or
was.
they wanted to use biological warfare.
I'm gonna guess that one.
A, little column B.
It might be that, yeah, but Birdie definitely made it clear that, like, hey, yeah, this virus is super good. Like if we take out the right parts of it and put it in the right chickens and stuff, we can pretty much make a vaccine. I mean, it sounded like, you can make a vaccine for anything.
Well, and she literally said, I don't want to see this when she was like, I need to go back, I need to burn it so that it doesn't get into the wrong hands. That's literally what she said.
There was a line on their date that I actually wrote down. It was something along the lines of, well, it could be very bad if they injected the wrong microbes. And my note is, gee, I wonder if they're going to inject the wrong microbes.
Well, of course. I mean,
Zombie, the U.S. military no want to protect.
And then we went on to episode 8, which I think personally was one of the worst episodes.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, for fucking sure.
It was the 100% setup. Nothing happened.
It was
boring
100%
as fuck.
setup, and also it was faulty setup.
Yeah.
It was just cliffhangers after cliffhangers.
And then Bear's sister.
That was a good
It's
twist.
a bit of a coincidence.
I totally thought that Pigtail was gonna be Jep's kid.
You mean Wendy?
Oh.
Yeah, I thought that too. No, I said that, and then Kevin was like, "No, he had a son," and I was like,
Yeah,
oh.
and I thought that was, and I like that in the same way that, slight spoilers, that in the similar way that Spider-Man Homecoming subverted that expectation as well.
Sorry, what?
No idea what you're talking about there.
Oh, with MJ?
Oh.
Or with
yeah.
Or what part of Homecoming you're talking about?
The reveal of
Her dad is the
Peter's
foul.
love interest's dad.
Oh,
Yeah, that one. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that was a similar subversion of expectations.
Yeah, except that was way better exexecuted.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Real quick, guys, I just had a couple more notes on episode 7. One was when the baby starts crying, the military guy hears it. My note is, here's baby crying, immediately puts up rifle, and I'm just like, that's an interesting response.
I mean, that is a whole
that
move
sounds like
within
the U.S.
itself.
military.
Yeah, that's fair. And when Pubba like gets out of the car near Yellowstone with the backpack, and I was like, my back hurts just looking at that.
Yeah. No,
He's
yeah.
a janitor. He's got games.
Tommy.
What?
Tommy.
What?
Everything
What
all
is
about
happening?
Tommy. His fucking baby.
Wait.
What about it?
His whole backstory with when it first started, his wife's pregnant, she gives birth, and he like freaks the fuck out. And then he tells Gus, he's like, I went back for them, and then they were already fucking gone.
Also, I did look at a synopsis of episode 8. Apparently one of the kids in the preserve is a black sheep.
Okay.
Yeah, Nat had pointed that out.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know if that was a coincidence or if that's supposed to be there, but
If they didn't emphasize it, I'm guessing it was just a coincidence.
I don't know.
The synopsis I said it paused on him.
Yeah. Also, I don't know if we're at this point yet chronologically, but one of my problems with episode 8 is like my biggest problem with the series as a whole is most of the problems are caused by kids doing dumb shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It works fine a couple times.
By the way,
but when it happens every time,
his baby wasn't a sheep. It was
like a goat.
It was like a fawn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same genus.
Huh? You want to fight me?
Similar.
I thought it was funny when Jep arrived at the hospital and hits the anti-vaxxer, which I was just like, that whole conversation with Gabe was like, that is such a fucking
That was
mood. Oh my
such a-
god,
That was very triggering to watch that entire
so
scene.
triggering.
Yeah.
Like, they
Very
definitely did that on
weird.
purpose, and it was extremely triggering to watch.
That was also a very weird scene because it was like half comedic in a way.
It was
Like they didn't fully commit to a tone on it.
No.
It felt more
I-
comedic than anything, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
It felt like one of the most realistic things in that show, honestly.
Yeah, it
Just-
felt
Just some dude trying to vape, and then someone else, and then just pulling all the politics bullshit. Like that was a comment thread on the internet. Was that conversation?
You don't what's that? So I'm like, well,
also totally tracks that someone from the CDC doesn't actually give a shit about health guidelines.
I thought when he hits him with his card, he goes, "I'm so yellow." Fucking killed me.
That was funny.
Well, as someone who works with kids, yeah, kids do dumb, irrational things all the time.
Like,
Yeah.
Wait, who's Reese
I
Darby?
understand it, but at this in episode 8 is where it gets to like even on
Probably an
kids
actor.
level irrational
I
level.
think he was in Flight of the Conchords.
Sorry, I'm trying to
I
find
think
the
that's
black
what Nat
sheep.
was saying after we watched it.
Oh, he's the one that wasn't in Moana.
I am Moana.
Moana.
Anyways. Yeah, I mean, I think overall episode 8 was just so meh.
Oh, they actually do.
But-
Okay, hang on. I'm
go
going to be
ahead.
sending a screenshot. Print this screen. Because I
Um,
think we may have found.
Oh, yeah.
On the note for
Here
children, where
comes the
Gus is like
boy.
storming off and like tossing all his shit, and I have the note. I know he's a literal child, but he's acting like a fucking child right now.
But he is a literal
was fun.
child.
Oh,
A
I
literal
was fun
child
lying.
that has not been sold
You see,
into
and
proper society.
well, see, his one outburst I understand is the one where he finds out that like he might like his entire life might not be what he thought it was. Like that one's
one I
like
was
that.
okay with.
That's jarring. But like when he runs off and he's like in a rage, he calls the preserve for some reason, and he just
Okay,
has
can I
the
talk-
flyer all of a sudden.
I'm sorry, can I talk about that scene specifically just right now, just while we're
Sure.
on it?
Go for
It's
it.
not
So-
going to do it.
I want you to set up the scene. I want to set the scene up for you. He runs into a field. There's a crashed plane in the middle of the field.
Yep.
There is a shot where we see grass and weeds growing into the cabin of the plane.
I said the same thing.
How does it
I
have
just-
power? Vanessa said the same
yes.
thing.
That. And the plane is on. The power is on
Not gonna do
when
it.
Gus gets there.
Yeah.
So unless someone was there in the past 24 hours, that means that it was still on when it crashed. Plane batteries do not last that long. Listen to Black Box Down. Great podcast. There is no possible way that plane could have been on. The entire
Sending to
season 2
Twitter.
bait is set up
Okay.
on a really terrible, faulty premise.
Also, how does Gus know how to just use a radio?
How does he know how to use a radio?
There was no radio in him and Pubba's cabin.
All right,
Like,
I sent the
how does he know
picture
how
of
to
Sheep
use a
Boy.
radio? all
He
of a
hasn't
sudden?
even seen Shep use a radio.
Yeah, like
That is true.
this has never been established. The only one we've seen use a radio is Amy,
Yeah.
and that's
Well,
it.
Yeah, I see her.
And Wendy.
And Wendy, but
yeah.
same thing. Like the only
Well,
people that
'cause
we've
Wendy
seen use a
learned
radio
from
are the people
Amy.
on the preserve.
Yeah. Well, except for, fucking Abbott's beast.
I know the
I hate-
answer. Who cares?
Abbott's creepy and I
That
want him
is
to die.
that is kind of my reaction to a lot of y'all's nitpicks.
Well,
is
you see,
just-
but there's a thing though. There's a suspension of disbelief, which is when you're like
You can only
watching it and
suspend it
stuff.
so far.
You can only go so far, and then you can only like when you're dissecting it and talking about it, the things that kind of come out of like the picking out the threads and stuff. That's when that kind of comes out.
Yeah. Also, again, the entire ending of the season hinges on something that is very obviously not possible.
Yeah.
Which is
The plane thing.
oh yeah. There was it's revealed. So Gus, at the end of episode 7, Gus kind of has like a freak out of that.
And he runs
My
away.
entire life is a lie. My dad's a liar. And I'm not sure. I'm thinking about it now. I'm not 100% certain it applies, but it just kind of like when they're trying to like talk him down, it's like, bro, like he's still your dad. Like
Yeah.
it just reminded me of that line from Yondu in
Hey,
Guardians
your
of the
daddy.
Galaxy. He
Michael
made me your father,
Rooker.
I ain't your daddy.
My
it's just
Michael
like,
Rooker boy.
like he may not be your biological
Well,
father,
and that's
but
what.
Oh,
He-
yeah,
and
That's literally what
we're
Bear and
all
Tommy
too
were
busy
telling him.
fetching at each other, and we are forgetting the sequence where all the preserve kids got.
Yeah. when
Yeah.
the
Again,
draft-
I only cared about Bobby though. Bobby and Wendy were the only kids I knew.
Yeah.
It was really sad when Bobby got
Also-
taken.
Poor
but also-
Bobby.
Once again, set up by kids doing dumb shit.
Yeah.
Why the fuck did Bobby just wander off in the middle of this?
'Cause he's an idiot. Because
He is a child.
They are children,
Yes.
and again, that brings it back to the point. I kept saying, like Gus kept saying, "Why wouldn't he tell me this?" I'm like, because you're a fucking child. You don't tell someone until they're at least 16 years old that they're a test tube baby. I'm just saying.
My problem is not that in general, my problem is not that the kids cause things individually. My problem is
Also,
that
you better not diss Bobby when you
no,
do
Bobby
it,
is
'cause
great.
Bobby is
perfect.
wonderful.
Bobby-
No one
My
no one
problem
better
is
pick on Bobby or I'll
Bobby's
fight
precious
you.
summer
adorable in a
child.
creepy way.
Anyway,
I
Mike.
fucking yeah, Bobby's great. Love the puppeteering for him. The blending of
He's
CG and
CGI.
puppetry,
He's
fucking
kinda-
Wait,
phenomenal.
kinda
he's
creepy.
a puppet?
It's a hybrid.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally.
Kind of
Yeah.
like how Grogu.
But yeah,
Fuck
like
off.
the actual body is
Grogu's
a
complete
but,
puppet.
like the eyes are CG and like
I think
Grogu's
Grogu's
not-
complete
Grogu's
puppet.
not
In
complete.
most scenes, Grogu's a puppet. There were a couple where he wasn't. But
Yeah.
But my
that's it.
problem is like 80% of the plot twist problems in this series are caused by kids doing dumb shit. So it gets old after a while.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with you. I did think the section where Amy is blowing up the military with fireworks is pretty fucking dope.
that
though.
was really
Yeah,
fucking
I like
was
that.
funny,
I
but it
love
also
Amy.
made Abbott look like a total buffoon.
Which
I mean,
But
Abbott
maybe
is
that's the
Dr.
point.
Robotnik. Of course he's a buffoon.
He's also not a very good
Aesthetically,
villain.
Yes.
he's
I-
he's not
my-
a very good villain, to be honest.
My joke about Amy was that since she lives in a zoo, she's probably very good at guerrilla warfare.
Ha.
Can we mute
Anyway.
Steve?
So
Can Steve get
so
muted?
so my
Yes, I got Mike to walk away.
my comment on Abbott not being a good villain kind of I started off with thinking Abbott was a great villain because he was kind of like cunning
Same.
and like he might have had some good motives and stuff like that. But then like episode 8 where he's like, "Oh, yes, only I can decide who lives." Like who gets the cure. I'm like, "Oh, so he's just a dick being a dick for dick purposes."
I like the
No, he
power
wants
trip,
control.
but it's just the stuff that happens
Eh.
to him makes him look like a fucking idiot.
I mean,
Also, the fact
he's a
of
dude,
just
so-
the aspect of if the military seizure of it is what caused the release of it, the motivation he has to find a cure seems very strange.
yeah.
Well, here's the thing.
Where
don't
the
think-
power trip is more believable in that sense.
I don't think they're an actual military. These are a
No.
militia. These are militia. This is
Yeah.
like a
They're the
militia
lost-
LARPing
they're the
as
lost
the
men.
military.
They're the lost men, or the last
Exa-
men, not lost men.
they're
Lost
like-
boys or
like,
Peter
okay,
Pan. Sorry.
I think the fact that he looks incompetent may be on purpose. I mean, his second in command is not the brightest bulb on the Christmas tree.
That fucking
What,
dude.
Johnny?
That
Johnny.
Johnny.
And Johnny's kind of a fucking
I
idiot.
like Johnny.
And Dr. Singh just totally fucking rings him over the. He's like, Johnny, you're my man now.
You bring me
I
a
like-
different
I like-
station.
I
Okay,
mean,
speaking of
I-
that, though,
Wait, don't get me wrong. I like Johnny, but he ain't that smart. But yet he's like the trusted advisor to like the dictator, the wannabe dictator of the
I don't
United
even think
States.
I don't think Abbott trusts him.
no,
I don't
Abbott
know.
doesn't trust fucking anyone. I wouldn't.
I think Abbott also recognizes that Johnny is Johnny,
and he's also capable of certain things, like empathy.
I think he's keeping him around because he's kind of stupid.
Yeah. But Kevin brought up a good point when we were watching when they brought Chameleon Boy to see Dr. Singh. Kevin was like, why don't they just kill him first and then dissect him? Because he was quite alive.
I was also going to say that. Yeah. And also I was going to say he was, assuming he was one of the kids at the preserve, he's probably also gonna talk when you start cutting into him.
Not all of them talk.
No.
Did you notice?
Yeah.
Did you notice that? Did you notice that? Pigtail was signing to them.
Okay,
yeah, Wendy was signing.
What that was for.
Yeah.
Okay, I was looking at like,
she was saying,
she knows sign language.
She said like thank you to the kids in the thing. So she taught them sign language. Bobby knows a little tiny-ish bit of English, but I think it's because, and what we've said in the past is I think it's because both Wendy and Gus were raised by humans who know the English language and all of that. Whereas all of these kids that came to Amy and Wendy, they did not know that when they were growing up. So they just, were treated like animals, so they don't know basic human language.
Which is why it's probably easier for Adi to chop up the chameleon kid than to chop up Gus.
And also, sign language has been proven to be taught to many different animals. Gorillas, chimps, dogs, cats. They can all read sign language for commands.
The gorilla, what's the gorilla?
Coco?
Coco, yeah.
I think Coco's close to dying, though.
Coco's dead.
I think Coco's
I was like, either Coco's close or Coco's dead.
Yeah, Coco, I think
that Coco knew I don't know how many signs Coco knew.
A note I had from Coco's one of the Jet flashbacks actually applies to the chameleon is something that Adi said when they happened to run into each other in the elevator because this show is just coincidences. The show.
Yeah. He's like, "Oh, what kind is your baby?" He's like,
"Well, no. My note is that you'll be surprised what you're capable of when it's for someone you love, and it." I mean, obviously, that's directly supposed to reflect back on
to him and his wife.
Ronnie.
To him and his wife, but I thought that was a pretty good callback. And with the chameleon one,
I feel like they should have just.
I'm not exactly sorry to see that one go. That kid was fucking terrifying.
Steve,
it's a chameleon.
Child.
I'm sorry. I like
he was still a child.
He was 8 years old.
Steve is in favor of child dissection. You heard it here.
Steve is Team Abbott. Confirmed.
Okay, but going back to that elevator scene, I actually really liked that line of "What kind is it?" because it establishes that we're well into the hybrid thing and the pandemic thing. And that Singh has seen all this shit already.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty much confirmed that every child born after the crumble is in the hybrid.
He's literally like to Tommy, all right, so what kind is it? Or what kind is he? Or something. And then Tommy's like, oh, fucking no, it's an animal. No,
Steve killed that kid.
You know what? I was telling Kevin this, maybe like a couple weeks back. It's like, if I, for some fucking reason,
Danny's still in the
have a baby that is half animal, I'm gonna cherish that child. Like, what the fuck? I'd want to be you. Like, and then if people bully my child, I'm gonna throw some hands.
Also,
I will beat up a kid for
wouldn't that be
animal
animal cruelty too?
Yeah, it would also be animal cruelty, which is sometimes worse.
Random aside, but I don't know how much I've discussed it with all of you, but I wrote a sort of short novella with a similar premise as the hybrids a while ago.
Okay.
Well, you should post a link and I will read it.
Yeah, it probably sucks. I wrote it like a decade ago.
Big mood.
Yeah, I started writing it at the end of high school. So,
I have so much cringe I could share with you, Mike.
Me too. We're not. We'll do that next podcast.
But one of the ideas that I honed in on was the idea of hybrid non-humans in a society that is horribly prejudiced.
Yeah.
And so that was one of the things that I found
like Zootopia.
surprisingly the
Or
most
Beastars,
realistic. No,
I think.
no furries. Well,
Oh.
some-
Yeah, some theories.
no, yeah.
Like-
But
It's actually
that was-
DC. DC made the comic before Netflix did.
yeah, but yeah, that was
Oh yeah, you can't sue Netflix because DC created in 2009. So
Anyways,
But yeah,
Anyway.
one of the things that seemed the most on the nose and outlandish, I found to be the most realistic, because America.
Yeah.
so let's
shot.
let's wrap
Wrap it
up
up?
because we've been going for this for a while.
So,
Yeah.
any ending thoughts?
Well, there
Brief.
was the whole like ending sequence. I
Andy
mean, like they're-
rescuing
like,
Tommy.
so they
Also, how does
so
Tommy
when
not die?
Gus
from that?
basically Gus accidentally calls Abbott down on him. Jep gets shot, instantly goes down. I'm not sure that's how that works.
If you get shot in the chest,
Obviously, he's not gonna be
Steven,
standing
on the
up
right-
after.
I mean, it was a right.
his bullet wound was down lower, bro. He was shot in the lung at
Yeah.
least.
Yeah, whatever.
You're gonna go down there. And
Who need? You don't need lungs.
I mean, you need at least one.
Question about that though. How long do you think he was lying there before Amy showed up?
Not very long.
And my
I
other
think-
question is how
At
the
least
fuck
half
did-
an hour.
No. I
Because
think
he absolutely would have bled out if
Yeah.
it was not a
no.
short
I
time
think
period.
I think they took Gus and they ran, and then because Amy showed up wearing the Last Man
Yeah.
outfit.
So
She did. So
yeah,
she might have been either at the back of the caravan, or she might have just run up right afterwards.
yeah, because she
if-
has radio access. That
Yeah.
is made very
It would-
clear. So
It would
I
have
love
to be. It would have to be right after at the minimum.
Yeah.
Because otherwise she'd have to wait for everyone to leave.
Yeah, so I think I don't know if they're ever going to confirm this, but I think she was back at the back of the caravan, or like she claimed that she was, I don't know, like, I'm running
Or
late.
she
Sorry,
could have just been
dude.
posted as a lookout or something.
Yeah, or something like that.
I think the bigger question is how the fuck did she get Jep into the truck? The dude weighs 300 pounds, easy.
Have you seen her arms?
She is
Fair.
very fucking strong. She is a
Yeah,
beast.
I'm not sure she's lifting 300
is a
pounds of
step
dead
on me,
weight
mommy.
strong.
I mean,
Mike
Mike
so
is right. Step on me, mommy.
So when Jep wakes up, he's like, "What's going on?" And she's like, "Tomorrow we get our kids back." I'm like, "Hell yeah, brother!"
Like, yeah. And
I am so
That
excited
gave
to watch
me
them fuck
chill.
shit up next season.
that gave
Can
me
we?
chills when she said that. I was just like, oh.
I literally screamed "Hell yeah, brother!" out loud like Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh yeah!
All right, we should probably continue on though, guys.
Let's wrap up.
yeah. Is there any other notes you have, Steve?
Anything of
Oh,
And
note?
again, we don't need to dissect the entire episode,
No,
note scene for
Birdie's
scene.
Birdie, I got two more notes. Birdie
yeah,
was
Birdie.
Birdie showed up because Bear called her on the world's oldest cell phone.
So
I mean,
Birdie's
to be-
alive.
I mean, to
Confirmed.
be fair,
Becky.
It,
Her name
it was
is
obvious
Becky.
that Bear had to set up those video games somehow.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Very
but
true.
That,
She's
that was what
she's
surprised
a
me.
tech
But
geek,
like,
yeah.
and
That's
my
amazing.
other note
Wow.
was, why do half of those kids look like Sonic OCs?
That note doesn't really matter, to be honest. Sorry.
Wow. Okay.
I was mostly.
It was a
okay
funny
with
joke. Fuck y'all.
I was mostly okay with the makeup, actually.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
no,
was
it's not-
fine.
It's not
Well,
bad.
if you
don't
look
get
at
me wrong. I'm not-
the Twitter chat, I sent a picture of what might or might not be Tommy's child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just
And I can see it,
I'm
honestly.
thinking it's
It's-
Tommy's child.
It's not bad makeup by any means. I just
Robotnik.
thought it
Yes,
was kind.
we
I just
know
thought it was
Abbott
kinda
is
funny.
Robotnik Nat.
All right. Any other ending
Continuing on.
thoughts?
My ending thoughts is
Discount
honestly,
Rosario Dawson.
I really enjoyed Sweet Tooth, and
No, we're not
The-
talking about the enjoyment yet. We're not talking about the enjoyment yet. We're all gonna
you
thumbs
asked
up on
for
that at
final
the end.
thoughts.
Just your final thoughts on the actual episode, not the overall
My
series.
final thought
Well-
on the actual episode is just I'm
Could have
very
been
curious
better.
to see how season 2 progresses. Namely, because while yes, episode 8 was just a giant setup episode, like the setup that they're bringing is gonna be like 1 to 2 episodes at most. So I'm curious to see where things go from here.
Mm,
Yeah, the last episode could have been better.
I'd agree.
Where the fuck is Trixie?
So here's what we're gonna do.
She's
We're gonna do a
kicking more
thumb.
Karens to death. Come on,
Good.
I told you.
We're gonna do a thumb system. Thumbs up means I will watch season 2. Thumbs middle means I will watch season 2 if everyone else does. Thumbs down means I will actively vote against season 2. Ready? So 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, cool.
Sorry, Mike.
Understand? I'll be this. I'll just voice my opinion. I gotta say, it's the last 2 episodes really killed it for me. Like, I was not as hot on episode 7 as everyone else was. I thought it was standard backstory episode.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
See, I love the backstory.
I like
though. I
it,
love
but
world
I
building
also-
and stuff.
I-
It was the bare bones of backstory episode.
I
want to
know more about like the other kids is what my thing is. Not just like I don't care about me being the fucking animal lover and half furry that I am. I want to know what the animals are about, not what the humans are. I don't fucking care about humans.
Well,
Half
it's-
furry.
The show
I'm a
has
half furry
pretty
'cause I'm a
much
fucking
already
fursuit.
answered all of the thematic questions that I have. And the only character that I really care to see what happens next is Jep.
Yeah.
That's really the only character I am super
There
emotionally
was an
invested.
untied, supposedly an untied plot thread of what the fuck's up with those needles.
Oh yeah, they never answered.
They never
that.
answered that. No,
Wait, the bright pink needles
So-
that is Liu
Yeah.
Jisoo?
it could not be though. We don't know yet.
I think it is.
Probably is, but we don't know.
So I would definitely only watch more of this if I was with y'all watching this. 'Cause
So
otherwise-
we
we're all
voted
gonna-
for it.
We're all gonna watch it, so you gotta have to watch it.
Well, when season 2 comes out, we'll do a vote. It'll just be in the vote cycle. Anyways,
Speaking of the vote cycle,
Mike should put it for the vote so that he doesn't have to vote for
Doubt.
it.
so yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Tuning
I
in?
guess.
What?
Tuning in.
I guess no.
What?
Sorry. I guess.
What the
Wait. What
fuck
do you
are
want to
you
call
doing,
this? Session
boyo?
2 of Media Club.
Season
What is
2.
this?
Season 2.
Session 2 is this fucking Cowboy Bebop? What the fuck?
No, it's season 2, you fucking jackass.
It's not the end. I'm sorry. I read the wrong one.
Patty was
Anyways,
like,
so yes.
thank you for joining.
We are done with Sweet Tooth. It's over. It's done. There's no more.
Season 3.
We already have Session 3.
Season 3.
Season 3 of Media Club ready to go, and I am proud to announce that next up for next week, we are watching episodes 1 and 2 of The Haunting of Bly Manor.
God damn it, Raul Coley, you charismatic motherfucker.
He is a beautiful
Spooky.
person, and I'm so excited for all of you to experience the
Half of
fear that there is.
It's anime, and I still didn't get it because
Hey!
of Raul fucking Coley.
Hey, I voted for
Texas Arrow.
Yuri. I voted for Yuri on Ice.
I voted for Castlevania,
I
even though I put up
would have voted for Yuri on Ice if
for
I
the
hadn't seen
second
it all.
time in a row. My
I-
pick has won.
I threw up B stars because you know me.
I'm
going from one
voted
furry
for
thing to
B-stars,
another.
In all fairness.
Let me read the quick synopsis of Haunting of Bly Manor.
We don't. Okay. Sorry.
The story tells of a young au pair hired.
pair.
Au
Au pair.
Au pair.
pair.
Basically a nanny.
Okay. Hired by a man to look after his niece and nephew at the family country house
nanny
after they fall into his care.
Sorry,
Arriving at the
people.
Bly Cat estate, she begins to see apparitions that proceed to haunt the premises.
Apparitions.
What did I say?
That's what he
Basically,
said.
Yeah,
it's
it's
haunted by
apparitions,
fucking
babe.
ghosts. Shit's scary.
Oh,
Watch the show.
apparitions.
Spooky.
It's amazing. I love it.
Yeah, so we'll
so
watch.
you won't hear me say a lot because I'll be afraid to say spoilers for the next episode. But I've already seen it, and I'm super fucking excited to rewatch it.
Vanessa won't watch it with me, so I have to find time
How
to watch
about
it on
you
my
just
own.
tell
Is
now.
Vanessa
Raul
you
shirtless
can't
at some
watch
point?
something at one? I can't tell you because I don't remember.
I've seen gifs of Rahul
teased.
from this one.
I can't. And also, I mean, I literally can't remember because I did watch it like during the pandemic a year ago. So
So yes,
If you
we
don't
are
know what we're
watching.
talking
Oh,
about,
isn't
Raul-
this an anthology series or something like that?
no,
Technically,
so, kind
they're
of,
not
sort of,
related.
not really.
Ah.
So the Haunting of Hill House
Keep talking,
was
listening.
was a completely different cast, but it was about a haunted house, obviously on a hill. Completely different. No cast is related. It's sort of kind of like American Horror Story, except there's in American Horror Story each season has like different actors that are like pulled, and there is sort of a connection in there. Haunting of Hill House and Haunting of Bly Manor are like completely separate. Haunting of Hill House was fucking terrifying. Haunting of Bly Manor, to me at least, was not horror per se. It was more thriller, more suspense.
I heard from other
So-
people who have seen it that Bly Manor was generally more creepy,
Yeah.
where Hill House was scary.
Yeah, no, Hill House. I would love to rewatch Hill House, but I will have to have all the lights on when I go
I
to
guess
bed.
is,
Whereas Blind Manor, I can go to bed in the dark. And
Is
be
there
fine.
spooky music in Bly Manor?
Yeah.
I would
okay,
assume
well.
so. Yeah.
Um,
and if
so
you
yeah.
haven't
Weirdly-
figured out who
well,
we're- if you haven't figured out who we're talking about when I say Raul Coley is one of the stars of this. He is an actor who is on iZombie. You can find him on Twitter.
He's stupid hot.
Oh yeah, the
Yes.
car scare of
Stupid
Hill
hot.
House was fucking terrifying. Zombie. No, just ugh. Sorry.
So
I'm
anyways,
super glad we're choosing Blind Manor and not Hill House. Okay.
anyway, I mean, I offered up Bly Manor as a suggestion because I'm like, oh, who cool. Anyway, so we'll be watching episodes 1 and 2 sometime this week, and we'll be discussing it next week on the podcast. So if you're interested in following along, make sure you watch episodes 1 and 2 before next Tuesday.
Bold of you to assume that I don't watch this shit like 12 hours before the podcast.
Bold of you to assume I don't do the same thing after Gloomhaven every Monday.
Like 2 days,
Man, that's
in 2
like-
days in advance.
That's
Wait, you played
20 hours.
Gloomhaven yesterday?
No.
Hey, shut
Yeah,
up.
what
I'll
was-
talk about that later, okay?
Gloomhaven, buddy.
We're switching Mondays for now. But for
Yeah,
now,
Gloomhaven,
we're
maybe that's
switching
close.
to Monica's movie.
Underwater.
Hey!
I'm gonna
So,
sit down.
if you guys recall on Sports Corner last week, Ryan made mention of the Field of Dreams game. And
What?
What?
I made Mike quit.
What just happened?
I don't know. He just stormed off.
Why?
Fuck if I know. But anyway,
You might be going to the bathroom, Monica, without letting us know.
I don't know. But anyway, there was a very big storm off. But Field of Dreams is a movie that came out about a little over 30 years ago now, which is where the game got its inspiration. And that combined with the fact that it is Nat's favorite movie of all time is the reason why we watched it this past week. He also stated that he wanted to show it to me very early on, but didn't want to because he was afraid I wouldn't like it, and then he would be like, "Oh no, I may have to break up with this girl," because I love this movie so much. But luckily, I did really enjoy it. So, for those who don't know, the basic premise of Field of Dreams is about this guy named Ray Killinger, I think that's the last name. And there's this big exposition dump, sort of at the beginning of the movie, about his upbringing, that he had an estranged relationship with his father, who had played a little... Kinsella, sorry!
Shut up, Nat. You're not in this series. Go away.
I feel like this is going to happen a lot because this is his favorite band. Just roll with
That's
it.
fair. That's fair. Just
Maybe
keep
he
going.
should just explain it.
No, we'll be here for another 3 hours. But anyway,
Oh, okay, no.
the Ray Kinsella, and it's revealed he's got a strange relationship with his father, and his father in the early 1910s, early 1920s, was a minor leaguer who rubbed elbows with the likes of Shoeless Joe Jackson, Babe Ruth, that era of baseball players. And then after that giant exposition dump, he has a wife and a daughter in Iowa, and he is a farmer.
Gross,
and-
Iowa.
What?
Sorry. It's a gross Iowa.
Well, that's the whole thing, and why the Field of Dreams game was in Iowa, was because this movie is set in Dyersville, Iowa, and just right off the bat, there after that exposition dump is he hears this mysterious voice that tells him, if you build it, he will come.
Did he also talk about deep fried butter?
Your deep fried butter.
He's originally from New York, went to school at Berkeley, and ended up in Iowa. So no, he's not a Midwesterner by birth. But anyway, and that's something I'm going to bring up in a second, Zombie, because yes, the thing that it's eventually revealed he built is a baseball field. And one of the reasons, and there's this sort of mystical nature to the movie where it's not set. It's set in a certain reality, but it's got some fantastical elements. For example, the reason why the Field of Dreams game featured the Sox and why they wore those uniforms in particular is that when he eventually builds the baseball diamond, the spirits of the Sox players come back to the field and start playing. And just the movie starts with, and the whole thread of the movie is him following this mysterious voice and trying to piece everything together. And the thing is that while it is a baseball movie, a lot of the movie does not hinge on you knowing a whole lot about baseball. It is a movie that can be enjoyed by someone who doesn't know a whole lot about baseball and the lore of baseball. So, because the whole theme of the movie, again, you're talking to the wrong person to ask about baseball. So the whole connecting thread and sort of the big theme of this movie is of reconnecting, because the whole thing with Shoeless Joe Jackson, and I don't know if Ryan is going to bring this up at all, probably not, but is that there was a big scandal in 1919 with the Chicago White Sox throwing the World Series because they were being paid off by the mob. The Black
Sox.
That was
19.
Oh, it was 19?
1919.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
the Black Sox, yeah.
Yeah, the Black Sox scandal, which indefinitely suspended those players from the game, including Shoeless Joe Jackson. So that reconnection of him being able to play again. There is and then later in the movie, one of the wild things about sort of history doesn't repeat, it rhymes, is there's a scene in this movie where some Midwestern right-wing Karen at the town hall meeting is wanting to ban this book and saying it's a bunch of filth and sex about the 60s, and Killinger's wife eventually calls her a Nazi pig.
Funny.
Again, history doesn't repeat. It rhymes.
Yeah.
But it also leads... What?
Again,
Zella, sorry. But anyway. But it leads to him finding the author of the book, played by James Earl Jones, who is a goddamn delight in this movie.
You mean Mufasa?
Mufasa, Darth Vader's voice,
No,
whatever you have it.
No, James Earl Jones is Mufasa. I don't fucking care about Darth Vader. He's Mufasa.
You don't give a shit about Darth Vader?
No.
He's all...
But anyway,
Keep going.
Hold on.
Just keep going.
Just keep going.
Sorry.
Ignore Mike and
James
Steve.
Earl Jones, you're focusing on Mufasa and not Darth Vader?
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Do you not know who I am?
The point being, hey, listen. The point being, James Earl Jones is on screen, and one of the first times that I have seen him perform as an actor on screen, as opposed to just being a voice actor. And wow, that man can act. It's kind of my underrated favorite thing about the movie is just the way that he plays this cynical writer who reconnects with kind of the joy of the world and eventually writing.
Nice.
And one of the other things I had noted is just how Ray Kinsella and his wife also have one of the most healthy media marriages that I have seen, which was very refreshing to see, because she wasn't, when he talks about hearing the voices, she's not very antagonistic about it. It's very playful. It's very playful in the sense of just, oh, you're hearing these voices, all right. But she's supportive of him. and he's supportive of her wanting to punch out that right-wing Karen bitch at the town hall. So it all comes around. But yes, overall, it is a very good movie. The thread of the game connection is very, or the thread to the connecting the game is just simply with the location and the teams involved, because the Sox being involved makes sense. Yankees being involved is a huge spoiler, so I won't get into that too much. But it is a very good movie because one of the big themes of the movie of Ray Kinsella, Nat made sure to bring this to me, that he talks about he's 36 and he's starting to sort of fall in this routine of not feeling like he's doing anything spontaneous and becoming his old man who he resents. And as someone who is in their late 20s, starting to look at their 30s, it's a very relatable thing, and something I know that a lot of you can relate to as well. But overall, Field of Dreams, very good. Would recommend. Nominated for 3 Oscars, which it unfortunately didn't win, but would recommend.
Nice.
Me being uncultured with past movies, I just think of Field of Dreams and Angels in the Outfield as the same movie.
Oh shit, yeah, me too.
Okay, I'm not alone. Great.
They're very different, though.
Yeah.
I know.
Anyways,
I haven't seen
sports
that.
time. Sports time.
Sports corner.
Alright.
Did I hear a cat grumbling? I did.
To start things off, thoughts out to Oakland Athletics pitcher Chris Bassett after he took a line drive to the head during the Athletics White Sox game tonight. He is conscious and aware, and he is on the last I checked, he was on the way to the hospital. Just go right into the Field of Dreams game. Speaking of that game, it may have had Aaron Judge for the New York Yankees playing baseball in the most states than any other player in history, as he adds Iowa to the list along with North Carolina, because there's no Major League Baseball teams in those states. The honors of the first MLB home run hit in the state of Iowa goes to the Chicago White Sox's own Jose Abreu, and he did it really fucking early too, in the bottom of the first inning.
Woo!
The White Sox won that game 9-8 with a walk-off home run from Tim Anderson.
Beautiful home run.
No.
And he fucking pimped that bat flip too.
Mm-hmm.
I have actually not seen Goon Zombie. I need to get around to watching that. Due to the success of the Field of Dreams game last week between the White Sox and Yankees, MLB is bringing it back next year, featuring the Cincinnati Reds and Chicago Cubs.
Only one of those teams makes sense, but okay.
So one team that might be okay next year, and a rebuilding Cubs team.
Oh, stay.
What?
Stay.
So like
Sorry,
a team that might be okay and a team that's shit versus this year where you have 2 division leaders who are good. Anyway,
Sorry.
Arizona Diamondbacks pitcher Tyler Gilbert, in his first start of his career, throws a no-hitter against the San Diego Padres on Saturday night. Last time this happened, it was 1953 by Bobo Holloman for the St. Louis Browns. Baltimore Orioles player Chris Davis, aka Mr. 0 for 54, retired last week. He is known for going 54 straight plate appearances without registering a hit.
Wow.
This man was being paid $161 million for 7 years, and he could not get a hit
Easy
in that
money.
span.
So a little over $2 million a year, or
He's
$20 million a year.
He's owed $17 million for this year, and roughly $60 million over the years until 2037. by Baltimore.
Wait, he was a pitcher?
No, he's a first baseman.
Yeah, that's not great. Was he at least a good first baseman?
Stay.
No.
Okay, bye.
3 years ago, yeah. Can't say that now. All right, I jumped all over the place. I got to figure out where I'm at. A few Indiana University student athletes feel the school's policy requiring the COVID vaccine for said student athletes violates their constitutional right to bodily integrity, autonomy, and of medical treatment choice in the context of a vaccination mandate.
There's no nothing.
Hold on. Shut up.
Did they get
And
kicked
that
out?
Shut up. And that they want the mandate blocked. Trump appointee for the Supreme Court, Judge Amy Coney Barrett, said no without asking for the university a response of their own. The mandate stands.
Unpopular opinion, all of Trump's Supreme Court appointees have been surprisingly good.
I mean,
I
from that,
can't
yeah,
honestly
she
disagree with
literally
that.
just said no.
She
Y'all
didn't
are
even ask
stupid.
for the school to respond.
This is what she said. She's like,
No.
no.
That's not how this works.
You fuckers
There's
need to get
nothing about
vaccinated. You
bodily autonomy in the Constitution.
Here, read it.
If there was, we wouldn't have an abortion debate.
Go fuck yourself,
Exactly.
Indiana.
Anyway,
On the hockey, being that asshole, the unofficial New York Rangers podcast bought a billboard ad
wait, what?
on Interstate 190, which is right next.
Sorry.
Which is right next to the Buffalo Sabres arena in Buffalo, New York, demanding that the Sabres trade the Rangers' Buffalo's captain, Jack Eichel.
Okay.
It is worth noting that the Sabres staff has been messing players up health-wise when it comes to the recoveries. Eichel has a herniated disc in his neck that needs surgery, and the Sabres front office says no.
We'll have your power.
There was also a report where their former goalie Robin Lehner broke almost everything in his foot, and the training staff had him on an X bike almost immediately.
I'm
But the
angry
fact-
on their behalf.
The fact that they fucking bought a billboard outside their arena saying, "Give us Eichel."
Please, before you hurt him anymore.
Speaking of being an asshole, NHL owners have approved for advertisements on jerseys starting in the 2022-23 season. Prior to this past season, there were no ads anywhere on the players. They added advertisements to players' helmets under the guise for missed ticket revenue for no fans in the arenas at the start of this past season. Fortunately for me, I had most of the jerseys I want already, and all those have just raised in value just because of that.
I really want an advertisement from the gas station chain Come and Go.
Yes.
How much does it cost? Can I get a VGRCast advertisement?
You're not gonna
No.
get one.
I don't know. You got $5 million.
I'm pretty sure it's more.
Not
than
yet.
Not yet.
Give it a year, and they're just gonna look like NASCAR guys.
Basketball. Charlotte Hornets player LaMelo Ball on having no regrets on skipping college for pro basketball in Lithuania and Australia before coming to the NBA. This is gonna be wild. We not tripping off school. We not dumb. We know how to learn. We don't need school. And school not even teaching you shit. What the fuck is school? Let me rephrase. School not for everybody. Now, if you want to be a doctor, better take that ass to school.
Only 1% of that statement was correct.
I think
I
Mike and I are
appreciate this-
dying inside.
I like the English is atrocious, but
We
like
don't need
make-
no
Education.
education.
Listen, put the ball in the hoop.
Oh, Mike, I love your shirt.
Dave, look at it real
And
quick.
just shut up and just put the ball in the hoop.
Oh,
in
you threw him in that
in
dice.
American in American football news, and of absolute no shock to anyone who follows football, Tim Tebow, in his return to the NFL as a tight end and not a quarterback, was cut from the Jacksonville Jaguars this morning.
Oh, wow, really?
Oh, good. I don't like Tebow.
All you need to know are the viral clips of him from this past weekend, and you'll know why.
Is it okay? So
He's
wait,
a fucking idiot.
I feel like having a guy who was trained as a quarterback put in a place that does a whole lot of blocking is just a poor life choice for everyone involved.
Okay, so I didn't know he was a tight end before I saw those clips. I thought he just came back as a quarterback. It makes way more sense why he was cut now.
He's like, I mean, quarterbacks is like football players go. They're kind of twiggy is not the right word, but they're smaller guys.
They're limp.
Yeah, and like when you have to do, yeah, mood.
Some people have come out and said
Thanks,
that this
Mike.
was this move was because of his very religious mindset. To which I say,
No, he's just bad football.
no.
He's super fucking limp.
Half the job of the tight end position is to block. Watch the clips. I don't need to say
He
anymore.
no blocky. He let them through.
He got laid out.
I hate Tim Tebow. He's a fucking
he
idiot.
didn't just let him through. He fucking got laid out.
Okay, I hate Michael Vick and I hate Tim Tebow, but they're
Anyways.
like different levels of hate.
you
Michael
were-
Vick because animal cruelty.
Those are two
fucking-
very different kinds of hate.
I know. This one is I would like to kill you. This one is like, can you like go hide in a closet?
New Orleans Saints
stay
season
away from
ticket
them?
holders who refuse to get vaccinated will not be refunded their money that they put down already.
Good.
Good.
They
Or
should
is 40
not.
For his 40th birthday, left safety Don Molbach received from the team Detroit Lions a release from the team.
Sad for him.
He retired from the NFL shortly after this.
Oh.
So how much money does he walk away with?
I don't know.
A lot, unfortunately.
At
Some
least
guy
3.
A dude I've never fucking heard of just got cut. Do you think I expect to know how much money he's walking away from or walking away with?
Walking away from him. If he's walking away from a lot of money, then he's real dumb.
The Atlanta Falcons are the first NFL team supposedly to achieve 100% vaccination rate among players.
I would love
They
to believe
finally win at something.
that. There we go.
Former NFL quarterback Brett Favre has gone out and said that no tackle football for kids under the age of 14.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean that's good.
that's fine.
Mhm.
Concussions, yo.
I've seen someone's leg get snapped.
Speaking of
during a football
concussions,
game, so.
just a real Ryan.
Oh.
Can I do a real quick tangent?
Did you get a concussion?
No, but my friend at work did on Saturday, and I was like, "Why isn't she at work?" Because I went to work on Sunday, and then my boss was like, "Oh yeah, she got a concussion." I'm like, what?
And the brain damage.
Because
And
you
the
know,
brain damage.
we work with and the
And
brain,
the brain
damage.
damage.
We work with animals, and I guess a pet decided to whack their head into her face.
Oh,
She can't work until tomorrow.
oh, that's more of a nat one than my concussion last fall. Holy shit!
No, yeah, an animal decided to murder my friend. So
Yeah.
Anyway.
sports
Anyway.
gonna. I just had to do concussion.
Hey, Zombie. Premier League clubs fans were asked if they were happy with their current owners and would want them to remain.
I'm guessing they said no.
3.1% of Newcastle fans approve of their owner.
Oh,
Whoop! There it is.
Similarly, the website The Athletic asked their football subscribers how optimistic they were in their club for this season.
You okay there?
At the bottom of the list, Everton with 18% fans have hope for their club this season.
Jesus
Who's at the top?
fucking Christ.
I didn't care. I just wanted to see who was at the bottom. I want to see
one
how
of
low the
good
numbers
teams
can go.
at the top.
And speaking of Premier League, at my work, we have
Right, Kevin watches footy.
I watch footy now. We have like a
Annoying.
small draft where everyone has 2 teams assigned to them. So this season, my teams are Leicester.
Lancaster, you mother.
It's not
Nope,
it's
nope.
Leicester, I think.
Leicester?
I think it's
Leicester?
Leicester.
Yeah. And then Crystal Palace. Those are my 2 teams.
Apparently,
Leicester,
Kevin doesn't
yeah,
like
Leicester.
Newcastle.
Yes, thank you.
Leicester.
Finally.
Wait, Leicester? Literally, it's Leicester?
Yeah.
He tried to say Lancaster, and he said...
Babe, look at how
No,
it's spelled.
Finally.
It's spelled Leicester, but it's pronounced Leicester.
Okay, England, can you, like, not? Zombie, fix your country.
Finally, boxer Nico Ali Walsh got a TKO victory in his pro debut while wearing his grandfather's shorts from the 60s. His grandfather, none other than Muhammad Ali.
Neat.
Okay, I'll buy it.
Why is Nat telling San Diego to go fuck itself?
That's
Have you-
an
Nice,
Anchorman
Patty.
quote.
You
That was
haven't
like
seen
30
it,
minutes
have
ago.
you?
I have. It's just been a long time.
Go fuck yourself, San
Don't say
Diego.
no, it's... Don't fuck me over, Zombie. Don't say no, it's Leicester with you spelling it Leicester.
This message brought to you by the Illinois State Study Abroad program.
No, it's Leicester. Zombie,
That's not how you say Leicester.
I'm gonna
sorry.
find you and I'm gonna punch you in the balls.
Anyways, Monica, tell me about your dentist disaster.
Oh goodness.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's almost 10.
Yeah, I
So-
know. Okay,
We're
yeah,
not
yeah.
doing Star Wars anime.
No, yes, we
Yeah, I
are.
can do that later. Oh,
Yes,
yeah,
we are,
okay.
because I just saw an announcement about it, but go on.
Oh, I have to watch the trailer.
So
I
anyway,
haven't watched anything.
then I'll try to be as quick as I can. So the
Cliff Notes.
cliff notes.
Or no, I guess Spark
It seems like I switched to a new dentist at the beginning of the year, and this was my second time going. And the thing that made it a disaster was kind of threefold. One, the hygienist was a bitch.
Oh,
in-
no.
In the
Fuck
sense
that.
that she was one of those waspy women that has the very backhanded way of asking questions. Example, making small talk about my job. I said that I worked at I worked for a law firm doing call quality for collections calls. She says, "Oh, doesn't that get boring?"
Wow. Bitch.
Yeah.
Doesn't
And-
cleaning
Wow.
teeth get boring?
Yeah, and it's like, yes. And then I mention that one of the things that I'm excited for is my family is going to go to Disney World at the end of September.
Disney
Nice.
World.
And I
I
am
like
very
Disney
excited.
World.
And her immediate response is, "Oh, surely you're gonna wait for the cases to go down before you guys go, right?" And it's like, lady. So that was the first thing. Second thing, I was rushed in. So an average dentist appointment takes like what, like about an hour,
Yeah, it should.
give or take.
It should.
I was. So my hygienist walks out maybe like I don't know, like 15 minutes into it, and then I'm going to presume the dentist what walks in, finishes up it, and then is like, "Oh, you're good to go." And I'm like, nobody's gonna talk. No, you're good. And I'm like, okay. I was in and out of there in like a half an hour, and I was very much being rushed out of there because I was because it was like my appointment was like at 4:15, so they were very much trying to rush me out of there. And ultimately, the third thing is about when I got home later that night and brushing my teeth, I noticed I still had some goddamn plaque on the back of my teeth that they didn't clean off.
You're not going back, are you?
So
Sounds like you
here-
need a new dentist.
Yeah, don't go to there again.
So here is the happy ending to this story.
Did you
so
get your
ul-
money back?
So ultimately, I called them on Monday because I was going back and forth. And if you know me, I'm the type of person that will be like, "It's fine, don't worry about
Hey,
it." I wanna
that's
talk
this
conflict."
fucking asshole right
Yeah,
there.
normally I am that
And
fucking asshole.
everyone else too. I'm the only
But-
one that's confrontational.
So
in this
what
group.
I decided to do is I decided to call them, and I said, "Hey, listen." And the way I phrased it was, "Hey, is there anything on my chart that they noted about my last visit? They got me out of there pretty fast." And then ultimately I started to talk about how shitty my visit was, and the receptionist's like, "Well, the dentist is out to lunch right now, but I can put her to call her back." I'm like, "Okay, that's fine." 2 minutes later,
The dentist calls you back.
the dentist called and is basically like, "Who hurt you?" And
Who hurt you?
to sum up,
Yeah.
because I was telling her, because I'm not the confrontational type, I'm like crying, like I'm just like, I was telling her about how shitty this was and how my mouth didn't feel clean afterwards. She's like, okay, and she was very empathetic, very understanding.
So is this the same person who came in and finished up, or is this someone different?
So no, this is the dentist. This is not the hygienist. This is the dentist.
Oh, okay. So you never actually saw this person.
No.
I don't know if I actually saw her. I'm so new to the
Okay.
office. I wouldn't be able to recognize the dentist by sight.
Okay.
But also,
but-
half the time the dentist is only in there for like 10 minutes. and it
Exactly, there's a
fucking
certain-
sucks ass.
Not even like 5 for me, but
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
like they
my-
come in,
Yeah.
they come in at the end and be like, "Oh, everything looks good," and that's fine.
Thanks.
they're
Mine
there
used
for
to
like the
come in all the-
surgeries and like stuff like that.
Yeah.
Mine used to come on all the time, but then he died in a plane crash. So.
Mike, we already told that
We know.
story. It's not your turn to tell
So
a dentist
anyway,
story.
at the end of the call, she was like, "Okay, we'll put you with one of our hygienists. She's really thorough, and we'll get you cleaning free of charge, of course." And
Nice.
and I went in for said cleaning earlier today.
Was it the same woman?
No,
Oh,
it
thank
was
God.
it was the different woman. She was very very nice, very conversational, and definitely a lot more of a pleasant vibe, and she was very thorough. Not only cleaned the gunk on that I found on Friday, but also was like, "Hey, by the way, your permanent retainer has one of the moldings missing. You should get that looked at." And I'm like, "Sweet." So ultimately, it ended up for a happy ending. Yeah, that is a very British response. But I was gonna make a joke about that, but I didn't want to go there. But I was gonna
Hey,
I was
zombies
gonna
are
open
first,
it up to discussion, but I know we're low on time.
That's okay. Yeah. Mike will just yell about his dentist dying in a car crash.
I was gonna open it up to if you had a bad customer service experience turned around, but I know we low on time.
I mean,
Mhm.
I can.
Nope.
Go to the fucking dentist.
I can.
I haven't had
literally-
dental insurance for the last 4
not
years.
customer service,
Valid.
but from the opposite end, I can go for hours. So we're not.
Let's
doing
not.
that. But I will. Can I do one thing real quick? So a dog came in this afternoon. I thought it was gonna be, a half-hour appointment, just for like an ear recheck. He had an ear infection a couple weeks ago. I'm telling the dad, I'm like, yeah, it'll be about 10-15 minutes. And my doctor was ready because she had her break, and then she's like waiting at the door for me with this big old 133-pound dog. So I bring him back, and then she looks in his ears and she's like, "Oh, those are beautiful. He can go home." I'm like, "It's been like 30 seconds, but okay." I bring him back out, and the dad's like, "Holy shit, that was fast." He didn't say that. But he's like, "Wow, that was fast." I'm like, "Yeah, well, you're doing a really good job. Routine cleaning, and you can go. Goodbye." And it literally 1 minute appointment. And I think the dad was very appreciative because, like, the dog's ears were. But yeah. And then we had an asshole dog after that. But yeah, whatever. It doesn't. Anyway. I'm done.
Anyway, so the new trailer for the new Star Wars anime came out.
He gave me kisses while he was sitting on the
Yeah.
It looks pretty fucking dope.
Yes, so I didn't get a whole lot of time to talk about it last time I did Anime Box because I sped through it, so I just did a
Spread
Cliff
through
Notes
it?
version of it. But basically, much like in the vein of Halo Legends and the Animatrix, Star Wars Visions is going to be a series of
Anime.
9 short films from the Star Wars universe from different anime studios.
7
2 of which are going
studios.
Shit,
yeah,
that
9
starts in
stories
September.
from 7 studios, 2 of which are going to be helmed by Studio Trigger. Interesting tidbit I just learned, the twins, which is the one
Yep.
with the blonde-haired kids, the male twin is going to be played by Neil Patrick Harris.
Yes!
There's a lot of big
Weird
name
choice.
actors in this series that are
Sorry,
coming
I
out.
love Neil Patrick Harris.
Yes.
He deserves
But yeah.
every role he gets.
Yeah, there's a lot of studios known for very
Joseph
strong
Gordon-Levitt.
animation. That particular short is going to be directed by Hiroyuki Maishi, who did Gurren Lagann and Kill la Kill.
Already
and
sold.
I don't
so
like.
on.
I don't like the way. I know that's how you actually pronounce it, but I pronounce it Gurren Lagann, which is probably the most American way to pronounce it.
You need to watch
That's
the show.
how they say it in
babe.
the show, I'm pretty sure.
And why did he say Gurren Lagann?
I don't know.
Makes me
It's a fucking
Anyway,
awesome
makes me
show.
But,
fucking uncomfortable when you say it like
It's also
that.
a
But
short show, too.
The
You should watch it.
character designs specifically are much
watch
more
Gurren
in the
Lagann.
vein of the movie Pro Mare, which he also directed, which would highly recommend.
Lightsaber whips, too.
Yes, lightsaber whips. Sith girl make me go feral. Bark bark. Anyway. So yeah, there's two
I'm a
that's
monkey.
gonna be by Studio Trigger. Kinema Citrus is doing one. They did Made in Abyss.
Made in Abyss is good shit. Would
Yes.
recommend.
Not gonna cry today.
Studio 4C, I believe, is doing one. I don't know something that they've done that you would know. Science Saru did one. Again, I don't know anything that they do. But yeah, so as long I'm happy about this, that it's just a series of short films. That is the proper way to go about this.
Yeah. Cool. So, as you noticed, slight change to Monday's stream schedule. We played Monster Hunter World last night. We're probably going to play again next week.
Pablo's under the sea.
It's partly because Pablo had to be
Under
deployed.
the sea.
He was deployed again. And
What's
partly
the
because we're
Wait,
just
no.
kind of getting a little burnt out on Gloomhaven, just because, like, with the video game version, while the gameplay is better, like, the story and the missions aren't as good as the board game. So until the board game gets released, I don't know if we're going to go back to it. Or at least the full story in the video game version, at least. So we're kind of playing it week by week, I think, on Mondays. So we'll probably switch between a couple different things on Monday.
I just thought it was funny that literally
But anyway,
everyone who
Pablo's
popped
under the
into your
sea.
chat was just like, wait, this isn't Gloomhaven.
Yeah, everyone popped in and was like, this isn't Gloomhaven. And so we might be doing some more Monster Hunter. We're probably going to check out the new Star Citizen update eventually. But yeah, so Mondays are going to change up a little bit for the foreseeable future. As far as Wednesdays go, I have no fucking clue what's going on Wednesdays anymore. Eventually Wednesdays will be...
Lasso?
Yes, we were talking about doing Lasso tomorrow. I'm still available if you are, Mike.
Yeah.
Cool. So tomorrow we'll do Lasso. And then going forward, I think eventually D&D will be on Wednesdays, but we'll get to that when I'm ready for that. I'm not ready for that yet.
Kevin's the DM, and he's got to deal with all of our bullshit.
Well, because we've been moving for the last month, so it's been tough. So
I
yeah,
still have no idea what I'm doing, so.
we'll
I
figure it out
know.
together.
I have an idea.
We
It's
still
kind
haven't
of
on this
because I'm playing off his
podcast
last campaign.
described all the details about it.
Yep.
Kevin won't give me the
oh.
file for that,
I'll
but
get it to you.
No, you won't.
So then
He literally
Friday
won't.
this week
Don't.
will be Stardew Valley, and then Saturday I think we're trying to do Minecraft.
We are around during the day. Maybe we'll.
Nope. We're doing Saturday night. Sunday
Okay.
Saturday we're busy during the day. We're finishing up the apartment. We're moving out.
Saturday night. I think
Hey,
Vanessa
Mike and
might be out of
Ryan,
town.
you guys want to come over and help us move shit out of our apartment?
As I said, I think
I'm
Vanessa's out of
free.
town. I could totally do
Steve,
that.
you could come over. That's fine. I work Sunday. So...
Everyone can come over.
I mean,
Everyone's
you guys can hang
invited.
out with
the
Kevin
entire
on Sunday.
internet.
You guys can literally
I
hang out
got
on
too
Sunday.
much shit going on this weekend.
But if you guys aren't working on Saturday, come on over and we can
Anyways, we can make
a
these kind of
event
plans
out of
later.
it.
Are you guys down for playing like Among Us or something after the podcast? Or are you guys too tired? It is 10:05 already.
Personally, I'm too sleepy. I'll
Yeah.
stay in chat if everyone else, if you guys want to play though.
I want to
I'm probably gonna
murder.
I think it's
I
too
don't think
late.
we have enough people.
Fine.
Yeah, I think it's too late. We've spent too much time on the podcast.
Sorry, Patty. I
Um,
cannot do Minecraft. It'll make me fall asleep.
yeah, so thank you guys so much for joining us. We'll be back tomorrow with Lasso, Halo 1 Lasso.
Yeah, fuck
I think
you.
episode, what are we on? Mission
We're
3?
on Mission 3,
Woohoo.
which
So I
supposedly
guess
you
I'm
have
gonna-
a guide for.
You know what? I'm gonna watch Blind Manor
sure.
without you, bitch.
No, you're not. You can't.
Then I'll watch Haunting of Hill.
Anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning in for another exciting episode of the podcast. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you. Good night. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Coming up on-
I'm gonna continue watching Eclipse.